and welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. This show is all about the events that occurred to date in years past, both recognized by other historians, but mainly things we personally find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. The sources of this information come from the smart device application Today in History. What happened today in history?
On thisday.com.
And historical calendar. For links to those sources, the music done by Carrera, and anything else potentially interesting, check the underbar of the description below. Anyway, I am Xander, and today I'm joined by...
Who is Alice?
B, and if you like and subscribe, you get one. You pray to the bee god.
Alright.
And Proto.
And we also have...
The Golden Loon.
Yes, the legendary man himself.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Yes, the Golden Loon. Number 83. I don't know, like whatever jersey number you want. I don't know. Anyway,
just a footnote. I'm known more by the loon than the gold.
Yeah. Well, you know, as it said, you know, old but gold. You know. So
I can get a golden loon egg out of you then.
Anyway, today is Saturn's Day, also known as today is Sun's Day, also known as Sunday, January 8th, 2023. So who wants to start us off here in 871?
I can do the victory battle.
Go for it.
Yes. Excuse me, hang on. Whew. Alright, so we have an 871. We have the Battle of Ashdown. As that say? Here it says, Ethered of Wessex and his brother Alfred the Great beat invading Danish army.
Ooh.
So yeah, he was the king of the Anglo-Saxons.
Ah, the Anglo-Saxons, huh?
And the king of Wessex.
Wessex.
Alfred the Great. Look at his really rosy cheeks.
He has very rosy cheeks. Actually, it looks like he got punched in the face. Like,
looks like he put on like clown makeup.
I don't know. That looks more like bruising than makeup. Like somebody punched him in both of his cheeks. I don't know.
His brother did it.
You read
It wasn't me. It was my sibling.
you read the Michaelis, or where do you?
What about Michaelis?
You read that, or where should I put the notes?
Michaelis is fine. Usually I like it in TDH research, but yeah. We got another one here in 1297. Miss Alice, go for it.
1297, we got Monaco gains its independence.
Nice.
Oh yeah, Monaco is like that little tiny blip down in like what the French Riviera.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, where they always had that Grand Prix or whatever race.
Oh yeah, the Monaco thing. Yeah, the race.
Yeah.
Isn't that where isn't that like in Iron Man 2? Like they had like a race or something. Yep. Isn't that the thing?
Yep, that's the Grand Prix that they have throughout the town and stuff like that with those Formula One race cars, I think.
Yeah.
Formula One.
Yeah.
One of our movie stars married the king back in the day.
The king? Ellis?
Yeah. No, the king of Monaco.
Oh. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
wow.
a movie star from the United States married the King of Monaco. There's a movie, I think Nicole Kidman portrays her.
Huh.
It's not a bad movie, actually.
She was a big-time movie star. Don't remember her name, but yeah.
Well, did you just
It's
mention her,
Nicole Kidman, I think, that did it.
No, that was the actress.
Yeah, Nicole
Oh,
Kidman.
okay.
Oh, the real life actress name. I can't remember her name, but she came up in history not too long ago.
Ah. Well, you got another one here in 1310.
Oh, yes, we do. 1310, we've got the Great Frost in London. The Thames River froze so thickly, bonfires were lit on it.
I remember reporting on that. Yeah, like they had a whole bunch of games and everything, and they had a whole event. And yeah, ice has got to be thick if it can support fire being put on it. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Like, the Thames does it every once in a while, though, so.
you're gonna say Grace Kelly?
Anywho.
Grace Kelly was the actress's name.
Okay.
Grace Kelly. Yeah, that name sounds apt. That's her. Grace Kelly. Good call there, buddy.
Well, who wants to go next? 1610.
I think a Blob should go.
All right.
All right.
I'm nominating Blob for this next one.
Okay. In 1610, Simon Marius, a German astronomer, independently discovers the first 3 moons of Jupiter one day after Galileo.
Oh yeah. So
That was Io, Europa, and Ganymede.
yes. So that's strange. The day after he discovered, but Galileo beat him to it by 1 day. That's slim right there. So.
Oh, that's crazy. But yeah, because we talked about it yesterday.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Oh,
this
shit.
Is interesting. Blob 1656.
Oh, sorry. 1656. Oldest surviving commercial newspaper begins in Haarlem, Netherlands.
That's awesome. So
How
it's,
far back that goes.
so it's not the oldest newspaper in history, but it's the oldest newspaper that's still going on today.
Yeah.
And that's
Crazy.
That's almost 300. Actually, that is over 300 years. 1656 to 1956. That's 300 right there. So 300 plus years. That's a long time to be in circulation.
Over 350.
300,
That's
Yeah.
cool, though.
Yeah.
367 years, I think.
Oh shit!
In
I mean, oh, cool.
1675, we have the first American commercial corporation chartered, the New York Fishing Corporation.
Huh. For the first.
The New York Fishing Company.
Yeah. Corporation.
Cool.
So.
Yep. Yeah. So, but it says like co is usually for company and abbreviation, isn't it?
Yeah,
Or is
then
it
it's-
also-
Yeah,
yeah.
well, I know Inc. stands for Incorporated, LLC stands for Limited Liability Company, Co.
Yeah.
Like we
No,
have a
you're
business
fishing.
owner right here, though. Like is Co for a corporation or for company? Company. Huh. But it
All right.
was a
Yep.
corporation. So
Yes, it's a corporation, but company.
Yeah.
Ha 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 ha.
strange
So
how
confusing.
wording,
The corporation-
like wording is important. Let's not forget the Federal Reserve has just as much actual involvement in the government as the Federal Express. So.
Yes.
Also, you know that actually, I'll talk about later. It's not important right now. So.
Yeah. Gonna move on up into
It's not
1705. George Friedrich Handel's first opera, Elmira, premiered in Hamburg, Germany. Alright. King in general. Okay. B has left. He's going to bed. So,
Good night, B.
yep. Good night, B. Anyway, we also have in 1675. Actually, we've done that. 1760. We're not there yet. 1746. Bonnie Prince Charlie. Prince Charles Edward Stuart's troops occupy Stirling in Scotland. NS January 19th. So new style, whatever that is January 19th. So. But yeah, so this is when he like we've been talking about this guy, off and on for a while. So this is when he was trying to get the English throne. But then in 1760, Comet C, 1760 A1, a great comet, approached within 0.0682 astronomical units of Earth.
How much is that actually? Because I can't remember. I used to know what the measurement was, and I can't remember it anymore. It's been a hot minute.
I know. Let's see here. 6.34 million miles. It is the 17th closest approach by a comet of all time. So.
What was the one that's the closest that has approached us? Was that Hale Bob? I can't remember. No, Hale Bob wasn't. No.
Comets to Earth. Let's see here. What comet? What is the closest asteroid to Earth? No. Well, it's not telling me. What was the closest comet to Earth? Okay, list of asteroid approaches to Earth. Let's take a look at this. Closest per year. Predicted encounters. Well, without a lot of digging, we're not really going to find too much. It seems.
Yeah, we'll find out later, and then we'll put it in the bottom below. I'll see or something.
Yeah.
In the link below if we find it.
Yeah. Anyway, 1790, the first U.S. president, George Washington, delivered the first State of the Union address. Nice. 1790.
That sounds about right.
1790, jeez.
Yeah, well, 1776 till 1785, we were still trying to figure things out.
Yeah.
So 1790, things have for the most part stabilized. Yeah. Well, there's a lot of stabilization. You're making a country,
Of course.
So it takes a while.
We celebrate the day we declared independence as July 4th, 1776, but our Constitution and stuff wasn't fully developed till later. So.
Yeah. Well, first off, we had
And the Bill of Rights.
the Brits.
Yeah.
When we had to form a country.
Yeah. But speaking
Yes,
about all
we
this,
did.
Alice, you get one in 1798. This is kind of coincides with it.
Ooh, yeah, we've got the 11th amendment ratified. The judicial powers construed.
Yes.
Sorry, not constructed, construed.
Yeah.
So basically the 11th Amendment wasn't ratified. What is the 11th Amendment again? I have a brain fart with these things sometimes. I get them mixed up which one's which sometimes.
What does the 11th Amendment mean in simple terms? The 11th Amendment's text prohibits the federal courts from hearing certain lawsuits against states. The amendment has also been interpreted to mean that state courts do not have to hear certain suits against the states if those suits are based on federal law. So,
Yeah, that one.
Alright. Yep.
The more you know. Do.
Yep.
All right, what else do we have here? We have an historic event in 1806. We have Lewis and Clark, I should say, or Lewis and Clark, find skeleton of 105 blue whale in Oregon.
105 foot.
105 foot. Sorry, I didn't see the little comma right there. Yeah, 105 footer of a blue whale in Oregon.
The skeleton.
The blue whale, I believe. Yeah, I believe the blue whale is the largest, sea mammal.
It's the largest
The largest
animal on
whale.
the planet.
That's right.
Yeah, it's the largest animal on the mammal on the planet.
Largest animal.
To give you
Well,
a perspective
yeah.
of the size of a blue whale, its tongue
Yeah. So
wait,
weighs about the
Are
same
y'all
as
talking
an
about
elephant.
Rosie O'Donnell?
Oh
God.
So
Shots fired.
Or
Pachoo,
I
pachoo.
I could have said Lizzo there too, but
God. Let's
But I
let's
didn't-
start,
I wasn't
start
thinking
dragging
that.
people through the mud here. You know, as I said before the
Yeah.
show, we gotta
Yeah.
be a little
Nope.
bit more tactful.
can't do that.
So,
Well, anyways, I was gonna say the largest land mammal is the elephant.
yeah, well, you keep saying mammal, like that's the largest animal, period. Like you're insinuating
Yeah,
that there's larger
but-
amphibians. There's not.
There could be. We just haven't
I'm
seen.
larger. I thought
Loch
you
Ness
said the word-
You're larger
You're
than
an
life,
amphibian?
Sohan.
Yeah, he's the largest amphibian then.
Yeah, the largest monster is the largest cheapskate.
Yeah.
All he asks is for 350.
Yeah, and God damn it, Loch Ness Monster. We ain't giving you
Oh,
no
no,
damn
no.
350.
Yes, that's what I was saying. It's an amphibian.
Mhm.
Give me that 350.
350. And then that's when I
350.
realized this Girl Scout was a 30-foot dinosaur from the Mesozoic era.
No, it was like I can't remember what he says. It's like funny. There's a GIF for it. I'll send it to you later. Anyway, let's move on here. So I've got one more here. We got 1916, I think here.
1816.
Oh no, 1816. Sorry, my eyes today. I really do need to get glasses.
You
We
gotta
have
get your robot
Sophie.
eyes.
Yeah, I need. Oh, like Bato and Ghost in the Shell.
No, well, yeah, or like that one kid from Invader Zim where he just like has that machine to rip the kid's eyes out and put it in robot eyes. So that
Oh
way
my
he just,
god! I almost
so that
forgot
way he
about
just sees a squirrel as Zim to leave Zim alone. That was a crazy episode.
I haven't seen Invader in forever. That was a good show.
Yeah.
Anyways, 1816, we have Sophie Germain is the first woman to win a prize from the Paris Academy of Sciences for her paper on elasticity.
Ooh.
Elasticity.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, she's a mathematician, so she's pretty.
Mhm.
Her picture depicts she's very pretty.
Yeah.
Most
Pretty
women are.
women can be smart. And then we got one more. No, I think that was my third one, so I think it goes to Blob now.
It was. It is. Yep.
All right.
It's Blob's
In 18
turn.
Yes, I got that. In 1833, the Boston Academy of Music, the first United States music school, was established.
Ah, cool. All the way in Boston.
Boston!
And oh wow,
I'm Boston here!
this is incredible.
In
This-
1830,
Oh.
in 1835, the United States national debt is $0 for the first and only time in history.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me.
Well, hey, we hit it at least once, you know, so that's
Yeah.
that's something. But hey, let's do it again.
Let's try.
Abolish the
I
Federal
don't-
Reserve, you know. So
Yeah, let's bring back that gold standard.
yes. So
What a thought.
I know, right?
Who would have thunk it?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, 1863 looks like there was a good one right there.
Oh, okay.
Because remember, we got a couple, even the one before, actually, like 61, 63, those are all Civil War ones.
Yeah. Well, if Blob wants, he can take them.
Yeah.
In 1861, in the United States Civil War, Union forces abandoned Fort Barrancas in favor of Fort Pickens on Santa Rosa Island near Pensacola, Florida.
Jeez.
Now, here's the thing. It's not the United States Civil War because it wasn't the U.S. fighting. Well, it was technically the U.S. fighting against itself, but the CSA split off. So, it was the American Civil War. So this makes me wonder, has this been recently retroactively, altered, this article to say U.S.? Because, like the past couple of days, there's been like those news articles coming out with these universities pushing, for more, euphemistic language, as George Carlin would say. But they're saying that the word America is a troubling word because there's for the same exact reasons I was arguing, and this really makes me concerned for my own stance. But they're saying to call the United States of America America is a great injustice because you're assuming America. No, America is two continents that comprises 35 countries that spans the Western Hemisphere of Earth. We're called the United States of America, not America of America. So what's your point? U.S. Civil War is actually more accurate than American Civil War. No, because it's two nations that were in America. So it's an American Civil War. It's not the only American Civil War because there's been civil wars all across these two continents for, hundreds of years. But this is specifically the U.S. So, but this is the U.S. versus the CS. So it's outside of the U.S. It's an American Civil War. Technicality. You lost me. It's the U.S. It's not because why? It's because the Confederacy split off, so they were no longer officially part of the United States. They were their own thing, and then we reabsorbed them back in. That was the whole point. No, but until a federation could secede, they were part of the U.S. because the Union did not recognize it seceding. That's why the war came. So it's still the U.S. against the U.S. If they had won, then they would have become a separate country. Yes, I mean, both sides are valid for their own reasons. Like, I can't argue against what Loon here just said. So, this is going to take a professional to find out.
Maybe
it's a very finicky one. But the abolishment of slavery was just kind of a secondary part to the whole Civil War.
The next one, it says American Civil War. So pick a side. U.S. Civil War, American Civil War. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we have the second battle in 1863, American Civil War, Second Battle of Springfield, Homer Simpson won.
Yep. But just one more note. You always have to remember the winner defines history. Exactly. So therefore, the U.S. is correct because the Union did win. They did, but that doesn't mean that doesn't necessarily disregard the fact that they split off. They were their own country. We didn't recognize them as a country, but that doesn't. Who gave us the right to say, oh, you're a country or you're not a country? No, we're not them. They won. That's why they have the right. Exactly. But I mean, it wasn't until recently before we even recognized Taiwan as a nation.
Yeah. Yeah, we gave them their sovereignty. We recognized
their sovereignty. We always recognized Taiwan. No, we haven't. We used to call them China.
Yeah, no, we've denied sovereignty to certain nations.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And there wasn't a war right there to say, oh, the victor decides history. No, that's another circumstance. That's what I'm saying. But
it seems like certain people, the powers that be, want to erase certain parts of history, so we forget.
Always. So, but anyway, let's move on up to 1867.
Yeah, let's move on up.
I think it's still Blob's turn.
Yep, it's still Blob's.
I already did 4.
You didn't?
Okay.
No, you didn't.
Oh. You did.
Did 2.
No, he did. You only did 2. You did 1861 and 1863.
Yeah, I actually know this.
I know this too. It is true.
In 1867, Black American men were granted the right to vote in Washington, D.C., despite President Andrew Johnson's veto.
Wow. So Andrew Johnson didn't want that. What a jerk.
Look at his picture.
Yeah, he looks like a curmudgeon.
Disappointed.
He looks like a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I also had 1833 and 35, by the way.
Yeah, that's 3. 1833. You did do 4. Okay.
Oh, oops.
Oh, well.
Whoopsies.
I guess nobody's counting, except for Bluff. Anyway, Mr. Sohan, if you want, you have a 1877 here.
Okay. 1877, Crazy Horse and his Sioux warriors fought their last battle with the United States Cavalry at Wolf Mountain, Montana Territory.
Ah,
Yep.
crazy
And like I
horse.
said, you remember what I told you about my aunt? She lived out in Custer, South Dakota, and you could see through her window where the construction of Crazy Horse, which has been a lot of controversy over building it and constructing it and all that
the
stuff.
giant mountain statue thing, yeah.
Yeah, to honor him, but a lot of even a lot of the natives don't want it. They're like, honor him in a different way.
Dude, like, I don't know where we get off being like, oh, hey, you people who love nature and, cherish the landscape so much, in order to honor you, we're going to completely chisel out and ruin the hell out of an entire, wonderful natural landmark and blast, a gigantic Native American on the mountain.
Well,
Yeah.
wait a second.
Like, you showed me a
Expand on why the
picture.
Native Americans didn't want it? Can you explain
Yeah,
that
a lot
at
of-
all?
yeah.
'Cause that's interesting.
Yeah, well, some might be for it, but a lot aren't really for it. But if you look at a picture, Xander showed this to me a while back of what Mount Rushmore looked like before we carved it in, and then we left all that the rock chisels there.
Yeah.
But it's ruining the landscape. I get it that it seems cool to do, but at the same time, you're ruining a natural
Yeah.
beauty.
That part, that's interesting. That I can get on board, especially the Indian culture.
Like right here,
Yeah.
you see, this is what I'm not sure if you can see it that well. This is what Mount Rushmore used to look like.
Yeah.
And then this is what it looks like now.
Yeah.
And they never cleaned up all the debris. So look at it. We
It
ruined
killed the
it.
tree line.
We ruined a
Killed the
gorgeous
tree line.
mountain. Absolutely destroyed it. You know.
Yeah.
Well, technically, it's not a mountain; it's a rock face.
Well,
but
still, we ruined a beautiful thing. I mean, look how gorgeous that is. And we
I think it looked like before. But I think what their plan was, but they lost funding for it. Was supposed to have all of them full-bodied and standing
Yeah.
next
Yeah.
to each other.
Yeah.
Well, what's his face? The guy who was architecturing the whole thing. I have one here. This is what they actually intended.
Yeah. It's unfinished.
Yep.
Yeah, it's very unfinished. Well, I mean, they haven't
Very
cleaned up the
much.
mess. It's so unfinished. So.
I think they figured out that there wasn't enough rock to actually do what they wanted, and then they didn't even clean up the mess. And that's what upsets me is that if they had cleared out that rock level,
Yeah.
It's
It would've,
absolutely appalling. It is-
Can you imagine here? Can you imagine today trying to get government approval just to finish it? What
Oh.
you would have to go through to get government to.
well,
go
it's
on?
all
I don't
it's
wanna
all
think about
private
that.
funding now, so you can donate to these places to continue it if you want. But yeah, I've been out there. The Mount Rushmore is very underwhelming. It looks smaller than it really is depicted
yeah.
as.
Yeah, but have you heard about the Crazy Horse statue?
I have.
Loon?
Yeah.
Depending what you're referring to.
This I'm
Yeah.
showing it right. So
Yeah.
this is what it actually looks like. This is what
Yeah.
they're planning for it to look
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
So, and that's never going to work. The rock is not structurally designed to have this many just free flowing areas.
Erosion's gonna be
oh,
it's
erosion,
already
oh
a
my
factor,
God. The arm's going to fall off. The head's going to fall off. People are going to get crushed.
What kind of rock it is, though?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a picture of my aunts and my mom standing in front of the face of Crazy Horse somewhere. I'll see if I can get it from my mom, and I'll send it to Xander to show you, exactly kind of the scale of
Well,
it.
let's
But
move
anyway,
on up
let's
here,
move on.
guys. We only have about a half hour left. We're still in the 1800s.
Yep.
I got two
Yep.
more, which is 1878 secret meeting of King Leopold II's agent and Henry Morton Stanley.
Henry Morton Stanley being a journalist and explorer, so that's interesting. So what are they doing, having a secret meeting? That's interesting.
Isn't there a company called Morton Stanley?
Yes. So Morgan Stanley,
Yes.
I believe.
Oh, Morgan
Ooh.
Stanley. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, that's an investment.
Also,
Ooh.
1894 Columbus World Fair in Chicago destroyed by fire.
Oh.
Ooh.
Huh. That's not good.
The World Fair, huh?
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Then there's another one here. 1902.
1902, New York State Assembly Francis G. Landon gets a bill passed to criminalize men turning around on a street and looking at women in that way.
Wow.
What the?
So
What?
so they're criminalizing. So like as I've said before, like out here, like in California, if you so much as look at as a female, then you have a very high chance of ending up on some kind of list, being thrown in jail, like. But even as far back as that, and leave it to New York of all places. Like you look at a woman, you're gonna be criminalized. Are you kidding me?
No, that's different. They turning around. Wait, it depends on if they're in the vehicle and they're turning around, then keep your fucking eyes on the road.
Like that meme of that one guy, with his girlfriend and looking back at that other lady. Well, women do that to us too. So where's our criminal against them charges, huh? Where's the equality? People?
Xander, how about like where like in the Matrix where Neo looks back at the lady in the red dress?
Exactly. That's the same thing right there. And if you do that, then you're criminalized in New York. That's stupid. Because women do that to men all the time too. Where's our justice?
So you are a hot piece of ass there, buddy.
Well, it's really stupid. Males are basically a visual species. Women are generally not.
Yeah.
So
It's a natural thing for us to look. It's like you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Also, be self-aware of your surroundings too. Maybe you're looking back and you're actually looking like, hey, did I just pass the shop I was supposed to go to? And somebody misinterprets it as you looking at them.
Oh, yeah. Dude,
I just walked past my meat shop.
Just yesterday, I was standing in line to pick up a pizza, and I was like checking out, like I was being on Discord on my phone. I had to hold my phone like this, so that way, like, everybody can see that I'm not secretly recording the woman in front of me, her butt or something. Like, there's a lot of sick people out there. That is true. But like, there are people out there, who stand in line, and they're recording somebody's ass or something. I'm holding it. You can see my camera. I'm holding it like this to show everybody around me subliminally that I'm not doing that. I'm actually doing something on my phone. I'm not secretly recording.
Remind me after the show to ask me about this very thing, because I have a story for you about somebody I know that not like but I'll tell you about it later. Just remind me later after the show.
I'll try. Remember, I don't have the best brain for remembering. Anyway, 1902 as well, we have the first National Bowling Championship was held in Chicago, Illinois.
I know, I thought that someone was going to read that one. I was like, oh, damn, that's awesome.
I think someone's reading off of his own, reading on his own thing from the website, so I don't think you can see me highlighting like you do.
I don't, I'm watching your screen because I'm on my phone because my laptop's frozen right now, so.
Anyway, 1 decade later, in 1912, chiefs, representatives of peoples and church organizations, and other prominent individuals from the African National Congress and declare its aim to bring all Africans together as one people, defend their rights and freedoms. Yes? So.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. We also have awesome. In 1918, Prohibition was ratified. Oh, that's not good. Mississippi became the first state to ratify the 18th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, authorizing prohibition of alcohol, which didn't end well. Whenever you make things illegal,
it did good for the mafia.
Exactly, it didn't end well for the U.S. Like all that did was remove a tax source from the government, and on top of that, in order to push prohibition, the government intentionally poisoned barrels of alcohol in order to make people sick. It ended up killing, I think, 4 people. So if you want to stand there and think the government won't kill you to push their own, wants, yeah, they will. They will kill you in an instant to push their.
They don't care about you.
Yeah, they don't give a frick. All they care about is how much money they can squeeze out of you in taxes. So. Yeah,
the government just only cares about what's in your pocket. But what's really funny? Here's a really great thing about American and other cultures and countries. Even though they don't care, people around you do care.
Yeah, the government doesn't, but we do. People, we are all in this world together. Government.
And we need to make it work.
Anyone who works in the government, as far as I'm concerned, isn't human anymore. So.
Yeah. I wish that you could have people go back into the government and actually do what they were sent there to do. But now they just want to put money in their pockets, and they care more about their pocket and wallet than they do about the people that they were elected to represent and speak for them.
Speaking about representatives, Alice, you get to talk about one of our presidents here.
Oh, shit snacks. We got 1918 U.S. President Woodrow Wilson outlined his 14 points of peace after the Great War, or also known as the War to End All Wars, is what they used to be called.
What was that?
So what were the 14 points here?
Let's see here. Open diplomacy without secret treaties, economic free trade on the seas during war and peace, equal trade conditions, decrease armaments among all nations, adjust colonial claims, evacuation of all central powers from Russia and allow it to define its own independence. That was a mistake.
That's insane,
Yeah,
but that's cool.
Belgium to be evacuated and restored. Return of Alsace-Lorraine region to all French territories. Readjust Italian borders. Austria-Hungary to be provided an opportunity for self-determination. Redraw the borders of the Balkan region, creating Romania, Serbia, and Montenegro. Creation of a Turkish state which guaranteed free trade in the Dardanelles. Creation of an independent Polish state, and creation of the League of Nations. So, all right.
There's, a lot of those seem good, but there are a couple of them.
Well, you gotta take the bad with the good, unfortunately. So.
Yeah, exactly. But no, here's the thing. Like, I think Russia's a very misunderstood country. It's the corruption and the leaders at hand. That culture of Russia is so amazing. I'm not like a Russian sympathist by any means. I don't like the policies that they're holding out there, but like, I believe that like giving them another shot would be totally worth it.
Russia has
the
a
League
very
of
long
Nations
storied history, so.
Yeah, Russia. Yeah, it does, and it has a huge cultural history that's really amazing. A lot of things cool go on out there,
Actually,
but like,
want to know
unfortunately,
something interesting about Russia that I just actually figured out last night watching a random video?
What?
If Siberia broke away and became its own nation, it would be the largest country by landmass in the world. So the majority of Russia is Siberia.
Exactly.
So,
yeah, in Siberia, I want to go out to Siberia. I want to feel the Minnesota cold just on another continent.
I think that's beyond Minnesota cold, Alice. Siberia is where they send people to die.
No.
So.
Yes, I know, but also, they also sent people to Australia to whatever.
Well, that's on the other side of the spectrum. Australia is the heat. Siberia is the cold.
The desert.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, but I'm winterized. But anyways, let's move on here. Hey, 1925. Who's on this? Is this Blobs or
Yours.
still?
You have like two more, right? Or one more at least.
I didn't think I read the last one. Oh, maybe I did. You're right. I did. All right. Yep. Okay, so 1925, we have first all-female U.S. State Supreme Court appointed in Texas.
Oh, wow. Huh.
Yeah, so all-female U.S. State Supreme Court. All-female?
Yeah.
That's wild. 1925.
That is insane. That should be in black.
That should be
highlighted.
Yeah, like the first all-female U.S. State Supreme Court is appointed. That is insanely awesome.
I wonder if this has anything to do as to why Austin is the way it is today. I don't know. So.
Fair. But
anyway.
Also here we got a historical event in 1926. Abdulaziz ibn Saud becomes king of Najd and Hejaz. Forerunner of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. So, yep, he is Saudi Arabia founder, essentially. Yeah. The founder of Saudi Arabia. That's cool.
He is the founder of Saudi Arabia right there, so.
There you go. All right, let's move on up.
Mr. Sohan, 1935 here.
Sure, 1935, let's get it going. 1935, the spectrophotometer patented by A.C. Hardy.
What the heck is that? So, hold on a second.
I'm guessing something with ghosts, because spectro.
Yeah, let's see here.
No, it has nothing to do with ghosts.
A spectrophotometer is an instrument that measures the amount of photons, the intensity of light, absorbed after it passes through sample solution. With a spectrophotometer, the amount of a known chemical substance concentrations can also be determined by measuring the intensity of light detected. Okay.
Well, that's pretty interesting.
And whatnot.
Also, 1940, Britain's first World War II ration, bacon, butter, and sugar.
Ooh. Bacon, butter, and sugar, yeah. Bacon, I understand. Sugar, I understand. But butter, like, I don't know, like, I guess. We had a bacon shortage out here in California a little bit ago, and I was concerned. So.
Oh, they were rationing. I thought it was like the MRE thing when I read it at
it's
first. I was like, oh, what's
it's not like a military ration. It's like a ration, like reduced
yeah,
numbers
ration
of
for the
consumption.
countryside.
But I remember,
I realized that after I read it a second time.
Sometime in 2020, like a couple of years ago, like I went to Carl's Jr. or something, and I ordered a double Western bacon cheeseburger, and they're like, "Sorry, we have no bacon." I'm like, "What?" So I had something else, but
well, you remember during the whole the toilet gate, the toilet paper thing, where all of a sudden people with COVID just started buying all the toilet paper, and then they started limiting how much you could purchase toilet paper and paper towels at stores.
Yeah. Well, there's a video out there of literally some guy at Walmart or whatever, pulling out one of the pallets of toilet paper, and everybody zombies. They're all toilet paper. They're all grabbing it. It's like a scene out of Black Friday,
Instead of it's like a Black Friday deal, but they're or zombies, instead of saying brains, toilet paper.
Seriously, the
video. I don't know. I guess COVID coincides with
the video
issues.
So
everybody became cornholio.
Huh.
We got out here
I am
like
living
one restaurant that had to shut down. What did he do? He started selling. He got some connection somewhere. Started selling toilet paper. What other things that were shortage? Remember the restaurant that was selling all that stuff?
Yeah, the Greek restaurant.
Just so he could survive.
Let's not forget that one guy on Amazon who bought thousands and thousands of dollars worth of hand sanitizer stuff, and then turned around and was going to sell it at a markup. They banned him.
Good.
So yeah, good. One of the few things on Amazon I actually support. So, but let's get back on into the history here, guys. 1947. I think it's so.
I got one more. Okay, 1947. General George Marshall becomes U.S. Secretary of State.
Oh,
right.
George Marshall.
Mr. Block.
Was he just a one-star? Was he a one-star general or?
General and U.S. Secretary of State George Marshall.
1 star.
Let's see here. Let me try to copy.
So whenever I hear a general, I always want to know what their ranking was in it.
July 1938, Marshall accepted the post, blah, blah, blah. He was the rank of general. Pardon me. He became general of the Army in 1944.
How many stars?
It's not telling me.
He did create the star rank, it looks like.
5-star. Well, yeah, he was a general of the Army, so that's a 5-star. So.
Yeah, and he was the guy behind the Marshall Plan.
Yes, that's right. He was extremely invaluable to the reconstruction of Europe after the war, after the First World War.
Marshall Plan.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Marshall Plan.
The Second World War.
Second World War?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Let's see here. The Marshall Plan was a U.S. initiative enacted in 1948 to provide foreign aid to Western Europe. The U.S. transferred over $13 billion in economic recovery programs to Western European economies after the end of World War II. So yeah, World War II. So.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, something like that. Yeah, because it said here, he became general of the Army afterwards. In this other thing.
Okay.
He became chief of staff in 1939 with the rank of general by President Roosevelt. He became general of the Army in 1944, the year in which Congress created that 5-star rank.
Oh, so he's the first one to recipient the 5-star?
No. I believe Eisenhower was as well a 5-star general because he was commander-in-chief of all Allied forces in Europe during World War II. And also posthumously, of course, they have it on record that the first 5-star general, and I think it's actually a 6-star for George Washington. So.
Oh, okay. Well, we should probably move on.
They made something special just for him. So because he's George Washington.
No.
So.
No,
maybe we can talk about this more in the Kicking the Peanut tonight.
Yeah.
It was Pershing who got that rank, and then they retroactively gave it to George Washington. So Washington always has the highest rank in the United States.
Yes, forever. He will. Anyway, Blob, I believe it's your turn, 1948.
All right, in 1948, Queen Wilhelmina signs the death sentence against Ernst van Dyck for treason.
Jesus.
She was Queen of the Netherlands.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
And who? So is this the one? Yeah, you want this one too as well, 1958.
Yes, in 1958, Cuban revolutionary forces capture Havana,
Ah,
Yep.
well, Fidel Castro.
Yep.
which of course, is the capital of Cuba today.
Yeah.
In
Ooh,
1959, in 1959, Charles de Gaulle inaugurated as president of France's Fifth Republic.
The goat of France. Like, he was the best thing to happen to France since Napoleon, I guess, technically, but, like, no, Charles de Gaulle was great. Like, you
And
know,
see blowjob.
like all the
Ooh,
shit we give to France, this guy is the polar opposite. This guy has nothing but all of my respect and my admiration. He was amazing. Like, I would argue that, without him, like, the Second World War would have either gone longer or maybe ended differently. Because like it was him and the Free French, like the resistance and everything,
Freedom fighters.
occupied France, that even like arguably allowed the Normandy invasions to succeed, because they were in there, they knocked down the power lines, they blew up railroad station, not stations, but railroad tracks and stuff, like to inhibit a speedy response, a counterattack and such from Germans.
Yeah, basically they did the background thing to set it up where it made it easier for our paratroopers to come in, actually.
Well, not just
like
paratroopers, but the invasions itself.
But also the Normandy, the boat, yeah.
Well, I mean, like as I said, like to like not halt but slow down a response and a counterattack and all that stuff. But let's move on up here. 1962, 21-year-old future Hall of Fame golfer Jack Nicklaus made his first professional appearance, tied 50th in the Los Angeles Open. Wow. So
Jeez.
he was way back then.
Yeah. He was right on the heels of Arnold Palmer, another great one.
Mm-hmm.
Arnold Palmer.
And actually,
The
we already did that one. So we did that one, 1962. Dutch express train crashed into slow commuter train. 93 die in the Netherlands. That sucks. So.
Oh, damn.
And then 1 year later, the Mona Lisa in 1963 on loan was unveiled in America's National Gallery of Art. So it was out here once. Cool.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
That's cool. And as it was said by Blob, the Mona Lisa, like despite all the other things, it's most famous because it was stolen at one point. Like.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And the actual, like, you've seen the Mona Lisa, you've been to the Louvre, right?
Yeah.
And the painting itself is only like this big.
Yeah,
It's like really small.
But
Like,
also, Da Vinci. It's also a piece of Da Vinci artwork too, and I think Da Vinci is pretty based.
yeah, well, based, I don't know, like, kind of weird to talk about that, but Muffin. Oh, bro, I love your back.
Well, no,
yeah,
I'm just
that's right.
saying,
You
like,
got,
with his
you got
inventions
Nitro. Muffin with his filthy Frank background. Anyway, yeah, since you're here, Muffin, do you want to take a couple articles?
Actually, I have to pop up everything here, so it's going to take me a minute,
All
so
right.
you guys can continue.
All right.
Yeah,
well,
well, I was
get
just
back
saying,
to
like,
you.
some of the inventions. Yeah, I was just saying some of the inventions and stuff that Da Vinci did were based. Maybe not him personally, but
Well, like, as I mentioned before, I don't think I mentioned this on the show, like, we all know, like, one of his inventions, that giant tank thing. Like, if you actually built that tank to his specifications, it can never really be used as a weapon of war, and I believe he did this intentionally. If you move the gears, to get it to move, it just spins around in a circle. So you have to reinvent the entire propulsion system in order to make it an actual weapon of war. So I think, he was trying to prevent it from being used to kill people. But like it had cannons and stuff. It was literally the world's first tank. Have you seen this?
No.
Let me bring this up here actually. Da Vinci
here I gotta beat
tank
myself here in a second.
images. So right here.
Oh, okay.
Like here's his drawing and stuff. You can see there's ports here, but it's like it's the whole armored thing, and like here's the wheels, here's size comparison, and it's the world's first tank.
I'll
Like,
be darned.
but if you actually try to move it, it just spun around in a circle.
Ah.
So here it is. Here's like the intern. You have like all the staff members here. Look at all the cannons and everything. But yeah, like he designed it so that way you have to redesign the entire mobility function in order to actually utilize it, outside of defensive platform.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. Anyway, Alice, I believe it's your turn here in 1963. Oh, well, she's muted, so I guess we'll just go to Sohan.
Yeah, I'm back.
Oh,
I
there
was
you-
just,
never
I was
mind.
just doing something. I was just doing something that you needed here. So
Yeah, Well, you're at work. You really should be focusing at work anyway.
No,
but...
I'm not at work. It's my day off.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I'm stupid. So
It's Sun's Day.
that is true.
Yes. All right, hang on. Let me just unzoom here. So where are we at? We're at 1963.
Yes.
What is going on here with my? Hang on a second. Thing wants to be a weirdo. Okay, here we go.
On to Sohan,
Right, no, we have
we're running out of time here.
We have 1963. Dmitri Shostakovich. Shostakovich. Thank you. Opera Katharina Ismailova premieres in Riga.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
We also have in '64, President Lyndon B. Johnson declares war on poverty.
You know, what is it with our government and declaring war on things like poverty and drugs and this and that? It's always a losing thing, like a war on poverty. Well, how well is that going? Look at the state of the U.S. right now. It's not going well, you know?
Yeah.
Well,
Well, now it's a war on free thinkers, you know?
Yeah. Well,
they do a war against homeless people, so.
yeah.
Well, anyway, let's go to 1966. We have Georges Pompidou, reappointed French Prime Minister and forms new government in 1966.
He kind of
So
looks
those
like,
were my three.
He kind of looks like Rodney Dangerfield a little bit.
He also looks like he has that the guy with the weird bowl cut and bowl cut haircut in Batman with the long nose. Not the Penguin, but
I don't remember.
kind of has almost a penguin nose though.
I don't remember who you're talking about.
I'll find a picture of him, but he has a bowl cut, but he's got the nose. But like the Penguin will also work too for like an example. So, anyways, let's move on.
Mr. Sohan, 1968.
1968, Jacques Cousteau first undersea special on U.S. network TV.
Huh. Undersea special.
Yeah.
Oh, he's an oceanographer and explorer and scientist, so maybe he was like in some kind of sea lab or something.
Submarine,
yeah.
maybe.
It's pretty interesting. I think yesterday we spoke about the first underwater communication from a submarine or something.
Well, you've never heard of Jacques Cousteau?
I've heard the name, but I don't really know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know who he is, but I don't really know.
So.
Also, 1968, Northern Ireland Prime Minister Terence O'Neill travels to Dublin to meet with Irish Prime Minister Jack Lynch to continue discussions on matter of joint interest of the two governments.
So Northern Ireland and Ireland. Well, one being a property of the British and the other being a free state. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
We have another one here in 1973, I think.
Yeah. Also in
USSR.
1973.
Hold on a second. This one here.
Which one?
The USSR.
Talk about Okay. 1973, USSR launches Lunar 21 for the moon landing.
Ooh. Huh.
Yeah.
I wonder if that was like a manned mission or if that was like for a probe or something. So.
It says mission for moon landing.
Yeah. You have one more, right, Sohan, I think?
Sure, I'll take another one.
And
I'll take another one. 1975, Judge John Sikora orders release of Watergate's John W. Dean III, Herbert W. Kalmbach, and Jeb Stuart Magruder from prison.
Alright, so these people were involved in the Watergate scandal and ordering them to be removed from prison, so okay. Not sure if that's a good move, but Mr. Blob.
Alright. In 1978, American Jimmy Connors beats Björn Borg in tennis. Björn Borg of Sweden 6-4, 1-6, and 6-4 to win his first and only season-ending ATP Masters Grand Prix tennis title at Madison Square Garden, New York City.
I wonder what happened there. 6-4 and then 1-6, so he totally dunked it, and then he came back with another 6-4. So that's weird.
Those are two greats playing each other. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, well, Bjorn Bjorg I've heard about.
Yeah.
So
Jimmy Connors was just as great.
Jimmy Connors has a lot of intensity in that photograph. Like, I'm gonna hit the ball! Ah! Like,
He did have a lot of intensity.
I mean, look at the face. Like, let me bigger this for you.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
he's
you
like,
nailed it
"Wah!"
right there. He was probably one of the most intense players there was.
Was he a grunter?
I don't know. I doubt it.
Like, you know how those stand like,
Yeah.
like, you know,
Yeah.
like, this isn't a gym, bro. Like, just hit the ball. Like,
Yes. In 1978, Harvey Milk becomes the first openly gay person elected to public office in California. And as you know, gay is an euphemism for happy.
yes.
So
So he's the first
everyone else
homosexual.
is happy.
So, and
He
you
was
know,
the first
that's
person
progressive and all
to
for
be elected.
California, but look at the state that we're at now. So, I mean, you know, I don't know. But yeah, cool. Guy named Milk. All right.
Guilt.
Oh yeah, Harvey Milk. Yeah, I know about him. He didn't get killed.
Yeah.
Yes. There was
Wait, he
this
was killed?
assassination later. Yeah, the assassination against him and the one other guy.
Oh wow. Okay.
He was mayor of San Francisco, wasn't he?
Hey guys, so I got actually an interesting story on this after the show if you guys want to hear it.
Okay.
It's pretty long.
Absolutely.
All right.
Can we please go on? Anywho, in 1978, also the TV series All Creatures Great and Small debuts on BBC TV, based on the books by James Herriot, starring Robert Hardy and Christopher Timothy.
All right.
So that's the British Broadcasting Corporation.
Yep.
The BBC.
Yep.
So who's next?
Mr. Muffin, if he wishes, 1979 here.
1979, let me pop up. 1979. 79.
All right. Well, I'll take it. Go for it then.
Right, oh, yeah, you can take it.
Okay. 1979, 512 people die as oil tanker Bantry Bay blew up. Dang.
I should have taken that one. I'm Lady Death.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
you
just
should have
kidding.
said something, Alice.
Oh.
Like,
I didn't read it. I all of a sudden had invaded my space and got in the way of the phone.
we also have at that same time, while that was exploding, we have Vietnamese troops overtook Khmer Rouge and occupied Phnom Penh. Can't pronounce these, but yeah. So Vietnam War.
Khmer Rouge.
Yeah.
Khmer Rouge.
Khmer Rouge.
Khmer Rouge.
Khmer.
Yeah, Khmer Rouge.
Oh, that's a weird way to spell it, but okay. Or pronounce it.
Those
Whatever.
were the ruling dictatorship guys.
Yeah, Pol Pot.
Oh, Pol Pot, not good. But then a couple years later, 1981, Isabel Allende began a letter to her dying grandfather that would become her first novel, The House of the Spirits. Well, that's interesting. A letter turns into a novel.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Nifty. I almost want to go find that book and read it.
Muffin, if you want to take a turn, we have just enough room for you to do one if you have things up and running yet.
The music history one, right?
Yeah.
1981. Okay. So in 1981, the same year, Joseph Papp's revival of Gilbert and Sylvian's operetta, The Pirates of the Penzance, starring Linda Ronstadt, Rex Smith, and Kevin Kline, opens at the Uris Theater in New York City, runs for 772 performance, and wins a Tony Award.
Nice.
A Tony.
Yes.
That's wicked. Ooh. We got 1986 San Francisco Giants. Willie McCovey is the 16th elected Major League Baseball Hall of Fame in his first year of eligibility.
Alex,
That's pretty good.
Muffin had 2 more articles to go for.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I thought you said one. I'm an idiot.
There
Yeah,
you
but you're our idiot.
Oh.
So,
Anyways, Willie
Thank
McCovey was a great
you.
one.
yeah.
The enemy better
go. Anyways, I can do this next one. No worries.
All right.
1988, we got Hewlett Packard. I think that's how you
Yeah.
introduced
HP.
HP285 Advanced Scientific Calculator.
28S. And let's see here. Oh, okay. So one of these.
28S.
Yeah.
Uh,
So that's where a card company, an automobile manufacturer, getting into the calculator industry. That's a weird move, but okay.
Well,
So-
Hewlett Packard's electronics.
Oh, I thought they were a car.
That was Packard.
Oh, okay. Well, Packard. Oh, that's right, HP. I'm stupid. So, all right. And then 1989. Where is it? Where is it? This one here. Uno mas, Mr. Muffin. You there? He's frozen. Anybody there? I think I got disconnected. Well. Anyway, now's a good time as any yeah, I think I got, fully DC'd, my internet cut out. So now is a good time as any to close us off. So that shall conclude the show. Once again, you can check the underbar of the description for any links you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. For your dose of past events daily, we stream every day at 10 in the morning Pacific time, which is 11 Mountain, 12 Central, 1 p.m. Pacific time, Eastern time, and 7 p.m. European. Yeah, I noticed I just came back. My internet took a dump. I'm actually in the middle of signing off right now. I've already done the For Your Dose of Past Events Daily stuff. For links to the sources, music done by Carrera, and anything else potentially interesting, check the underbar of the description below. For all of you and all of us, I am Xander.
Golden
Oh.
Loon.
I'm
There
the
he-
Muffin Man.
I am the Alice of Who.
Alice Blue.
I'm the Protoblob.
The Blabba Proto.
I'm the Batman.
The Batman.
The Man of Bats. And then the Xander of AO.
Yeah. Anyway, until you catch us tomorrow, or if you're interested in a shoot the shit style, talk show, we have the Kick Peanut coming up in a couple of hours at 2 p.m. Pacific time. Anyway, until then, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles!
Toodles.
Oh my god, my cat.
Brandon.
Oh.